Hey everyone, it's me Brandon back again with another episode, and today we are talking about my top 3 games of 2022. Now, I didn't get to play as many new releases this year as I would have hoped. I didn't play God of War Ragnarok, I didn't play Sonic Frontiers, I didn't play Elden Ring, and a bunch of other games that came out. I did spend some time with a lot of games, but just not as many newer titles. One of my favorite games this year that I've played was Monster Hunter Rise. I was able to put 80 hours onto the Switch, and I was addicted to that game probably since maybe March to July. That game was fantastic. I also finally got to beat Ocarina of Time this year, which was huge. I've never been able to finish that game, so me and my girlfriend were able to sit through and we played it together, and that was an awesome experience. We also played It Takes Two, and earlier this year I got to play Guardians of the Galaxy, which I thought was amazing and a great experience. Something similar that you could put right up next to Insomniac's Spider-Man, in my opinion. But without further ado, these are my top 3 games of 2022. Let me know in the comments down below what your favorite game of the year was, and let's get started. Number 3. LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. Finally, 2022 has given us what felt like an eternity for the long-anticipated LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. After TT Games announced that this game would be a ground-up redoing of the Star Wars property spanning the 9 mainline films, it delivered on all fronts. Now fully voice-acted with a brand new gameplay style akin to a third-person action game instead of an isometric puzzler of the originals, there was so much content and fun throughout each of the 9 films. I was excited to see how they adapted the movies and what they improved in this new gameplay style, and it all delivered. Unfortunately for me though, I played on the Nintendo Switch, so I did not get the super shiny 60 frames 4K versions of the PS5 or Xbox Series systems, but the experience I can only imagine would be improved so much more on those systems or on PC. I'll get around to it soon, but I thought this game was worth the wait, and I loved the new gameplay style. I would love to see how TT Games tackles their next property with this new gameplay style. Now, I'm breaking the rules here because there's 2 games in this place, but I feel like without the one, we wouldn't get the other. So, with that being said, number 2 is Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Legends Arceus. On paper, Pokemon Scarlet is the game we have dreamed of for years. Finally, we could play 4-player co-op with friends and travel across the entire region together, doing raids, Pokebattles, and catching Pokemon. Pokemon Scarlet is best once it starts to get its hooks into you when trying to find shinies and catch all the Pokemon you see. Pokemon has never felt this good and free, but this game was and is plagued with performance and visual issues that hinder the game's overall enjoyment. I'm still having so much fun exploring and getting sidetracked from the main quests, and I keep getting lost watching and capturing all the Pokemon I come across. Pokemon Legends Arceus started off the year with a bang. Finally, a Pokemon game with quality of life improvements and new gameplay mechanics excited every Pokemon fan to dive into the Heisei region. This Pokemon game felt so similar in tone to Pokemon GameCube games and had a more mature story and a tremendous post-credit scene fight, one of the series' best battles. The way Legends Arceus allowed the player to catch Pokemon without fighting and making players like me who love collecting and discovering new locations, Legends Arceus made the player feel like an actual researcher, flushing out the Pokédex and discovering new Pokemon species. Seeing ancestors of Pokemon Diamond and Pearl trainers in Arceus was so cool, and how a lineage was formed from a time we never thought we would see in a Pokemon game. Legends Arceus took a lot of risks and ultimately delivered with a tremendous cel-shaded graphical art style and new gameplay mechanics, and took a step in a bold new direction for Pokemon games that could surpass the mainline games if improved upon. Number 1. Tmnt Shredder'S Revenge. Here is my number 1, the first and only choice for my Game of the Year 2022, and it's Tmnt Shredder'S Revenge. When this game was announced, I was so excited. .emu and Tmnt, yes please. Streets of Rage 4 has become one of my favorite beat-em-ups in recent years, and to see the same team tackle the turtles with all the passion and experience, this game delivered. Adding new and fresh gameplay with a colorful cast of characters and locations to fight your way through is fantastic.
Shredder's Revenge has been on my mind constantly over the years since I finished it. The game was short but packed a punch. I wanted to go back and replay levels, upgrade my favorite characters, and build those combos. This game continues to impress me and gives me that itch to go back and play another run of this awesome game every time I think about it.
And that's it for this episode today. I really hope you enjoyed it. These were my top 3, technically top 4 games of the year. There were other games, but those games came out forever ago, or either last year. Like I said, Monster Hunter Rise was phenomenal, and just being able to play some backlog games. Also this year, earlier in the year, I got into shoot 'em ups, so I was playing my hand in a couple of those, and I was really liking them, but they are crazy hard, but they're definitely fun. But every year, at the end of every year, I start getting the bigger games. So recently, I just got Elden Ring. I just got Sonic Frontiers. God of War Ragnarok I am waiting for a little bit longer. But I may do a video on some of these games as I finish and play them or get some experience on them. But anyways, Happy New Year, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this year of gaming. I thought it was pretty cool, but I think next year there's a lot more going on. We got Resident Evil 4 Remake, we got Fire Emblem Engage, and we just got so many other titles coming out next year that it's a little overwhelming. But as always, my name is Brandon, and I will see you all next time.